I tend to think of myself not as the tree of poetry or the rock of poetry, but more like the cellulose of poetry. I'm here to fill time. I like to be good filler. And also, I have a few things that I get really preachy about, but I try to combine my curmudgeonliness with humor. But one of the things that strongly concerns me is the de-emphasis on the arts that has been going on in the schools and the communities for quite some time. And so I try to keep people aware of that groups like this that support the arts and support creativity are important not only for the sake of art, not only for the sake of artists, but for the sake of the left-brain people who need that. I really think that whole brain thinking is a lot better than thinking with just one side or the other. We can integrate the arts. That makes us better doctors and mathematicians and lawyers and everything. If we integrate that right brain, the whole big picture thinking. So anyway, that's what this is about in as sarcastic a way as I think I can say. Let's all be scientists and mathematicians. Clearly all the world's evils, like say war, poverty, abuse, exclusion, and all the isms have been created by artists, musicians, and poets. The way to a better world is obviously through science and numbers. We need more ologies and whatever we call sciences. You know, better looking through chemistry and all that. In schools, let's fund those sciences and get rid of those artistic, expressive troublemakers who want to destroy our world. If they want to exist at all in our ever-improving world, those right-brain dingbats need to become real scientists. We need artological sciences, the musical sciences, and the poetical sciences, if we're going to get away from all this conflict and devastation of our way of life. Let's count, measure, dissect, and figure out how to input artsy-fartsy data into a computer to come up with better art, not that sloppy, expressive stuff, but clearly documented and peer-reviewed art. We need art that can be verified through research and replication of results. We need binary and mathematical poems, as in, I think that I shall never see a poem as lovely as a 3. Poems are made by fools like yous, but only a computer can think in twos. Honestly, if you want to be taken seriously and get funding these days, you need to be a scientist or a mathematician. That's why I'm so glad that fields like psychology have moved into an entirely new realm of being scientific over the past half-century or so. They are now termed the psychological sciences, which I guess that means they are the science of the mind. Deep, huh? A science of the science. Here's how that works. In the seemingly ageless argument over nature-nurture, psychology has determined through endless research that there is no nature. It's just nurture. You are not a born artist, musician, or poet. You are conditioned to be a poet. And that indisputable scientific proof is this. Wait for it. Conditioning is provable and be replicated. I guess that means nature is not provable and can't be replicated. But wait, there's more. Our foremost psychological scientist, D.F. Skinner, ended the seemingly ageless argument over free will. He decided there is no such thing. And his indisputable scientific proof is, wait for it, free will is an illusion. In case you've not been paying attention, this is a dominant and indisputable scientific belief in the science of psychology, and it must be true because it's science. Those of you who are artists and musicians and poets seeking truth would do well to remember that. Well, the good news is, by shifting our efforts towards only those things we consider science, we can avoid all that discontent created by those on the right. And that means right brain, not political right. The political right has no right brain for some reason. Without that pesky and confusing thing called free will, we don't need a constitution because democracy would just be part of an illusion. Freedom would be an illusion. We wouldn't need any religion based on free will because it would just be an illusion. Science, especially a science of a science, can solve all of our problems, express our deepest and most profound truths, and get funding from the Department of Education. I'll tell you to choose to be scientists. I can tell you to choose to be scientists, but the scientific fact is you don't have that choice because choice is an illusion. Don't worry about that. We'll condition you to be scientific, mathematical poets, artists, and musicians. Just accept the truth and be done with it. I'd like to conclude with a joke to continue conditioning you toward this goal and end on a positive point. If your brain is working properly, you'll get the joke. A binary code and some extraneous data go into the bar. A bartender says, "We don't get much extraneous data here." The binary code says, "That's because of your parameters." Good one, huh? If you didn't get the joke, just remember humor is an illusion too. Thank you. The next filler I have is a little bit more of a personal confession rather than an indictment of society. Or it's more of a personal indictment of me than a confession of society. Something. Stuff out of my head. I like to keep an open mind. Does that mean I have holes in my head? Is it empty? Is there a vacuum behind my eyes? Will light shining in one of my ears come out the other? I like to be positive. Does that mean I say yes to absolutely everything? Does that mean I can be neutralized by a negative charge? Does that mean I'm absolutely sure about everything? I like prudence, justice, temperance, and courage, along with honor, patience, faith, and hope. Does that mean I date Puritan women? Dear Prudence, I'm leaving you for Temperance Brennan. Hi, Faith. Have you heard from Hope lately? I respect common sense. Does that mean I'm common? Or that I respect the senses most of us have in common, like, say, smelling? I like self-awareness. Does that mean that I'm aware that I'm aware? I want to evolve. Does that mean I'll be growing a protective coating to keep me safer in my environment? And coloration to make me less visible to predators? Or maybe a longer neck or wings or extra arms? Or an extra head so that I can really, really multitask? I want to accept everyone as my brothers and sisters. Does that mean I should expect an endless stream of hand-me-downs? Should I go ahead and embrace sibling rivalry? I want to build trust in all things. Does that mean I should invest myself in fiduciary responsibility? I'd like to change the world. Does that mean I need a bigger diaper? Should it be a disposable one? Could I dispose of it on the moon? When I woke up this morning, I shook my two heads, waved my forearms, planted my 6 legs on the floor, but nobody saw me. I closed my mind, shrugged neutrally, became oblivious to myself, and began writing Dear John letters to Puritan women. I smelled the world and decided someone else in the family could change it. I truly think I'm a better person having engaged these virtues.